First question really is, why should we bother? And this is quite important to understand. So what goes behind everything that we propose is actually been researched, and we're looking at about 30% of carbon associated with housing. And of that, we find that if we look at the existing building stock altogether, 60% is for space heating. So space heating really is the main thing that insulation can address. And once we convert it to carbon emissions, about half the carbon emissions of housing are associated with heating. So that's really an important aspect to address. And typically, when we're looking at sustainable and energy efficient buildings, there's a sort of three-stage approach to address housing and indeed any type of building in terms of energy efficiency. And the first thing is really getting the fabric right, which means insulating the walls, roof, floor, windows, etc., making it airtight. And if you're building new, obviously you can include passive solar strategies. What that does is ultimately reduces the amount of heating that you need and allows you to use more efficient services. So for example, Tim has got an air source heat pump, which will actually work best if the envelope of a building is well insulated. And if you insulate it to the extreme, you can actually do away with central heating altogether and use mechanical ventilation with heat recovery. So when you insulate, you're doing the first thing to minimize everything that then follows on. And once you reduce all your energy consumption for heating, etc., lighting and appliances, if you can put renewables, they can have a bigger impact. They can either cover everything or at least a bigger percentage of the energy consumption. So the first step is really the insulation. And it's also worth saying that obviously the insulation is going to last the life of the building. Services tend to last 5, 10, 15 years, but fabric insulation is there for windows 25, but on walls and roofs, it could be the life of the building.